it's a little bit dumb. It seems
discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and is found.
Hello everyone, this is PlayStation Time. My name is Elijah and welcome to Syberia Remastered, where I'm trying to help the barge to go up on that water channel to help me to tow the train. And so previously I was struggling with that locking mechanism, and it seems like it's a little bit dumb. It seems like before entering numbers you have to click this hashtag sign for 2 and then stop. That's how it works. And before that I was entering these numbers for 2 and I was pressing the hashtag sign. But there are instructions, right, how to use the control pad. Before entering the command, press the hashtag sign, press the numbers, press the stop. That's how it's supposed to be. Right? No, it's the game developer's mistake. I mean, the people who were remastering that game, it was their mistake not to include it. There must be an included instruction part. Otherwise, like it doesn't make any sense. Okay, the barge is here, right? 4 and 2. Okay, what would be the next one? I don't know. 21. Water level, 1 is raising water level, and number 4 is related to the Barkstadt station. So that was the logic about it. Again, there must be an instruction. In the original game, by the way, when you go to the control panel, you saw the little scheme, the diagram on regarding the numbers you're supposed to enter. Depending on what you want to do, like if you want to lower the level, like you enter 4 and that, 4 and 1, 4 and 2, so there was like a little diagram, kind of, and it was easier to figure it out. And this one, okay, I understood that this is about those 4, 2, 4, 1 numbers, but I didn't know how to properly enter the command. So that was that developer's team mistake. Because how people supposed to understand how to do that, right?
Hey there! On the boat! Barge on other side! You still need us?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do now to tie my train to the barge?
Mademoiselle Takatak,
What did your husband say? You attach chain to train and chain to train with barge.
Oh, catch it up.
Place the hook. Yeah, this is an old animation. That's funny, like some of the animations are old, some of them are new. This is a remastered version, and there's the animations to be also redone. I'm not sure. I'm interested in who was the team who were remaking that game. It's pretty good, but I see somewhere is a little bit of stupidity.
Hello, Kate Walker here. Okay, I'll give it my best.
Okay, so here they here
there
they
you
made
are,
it
Miss
smart.
Walker.
You don't need
Good.
to go back. by
Take
yourself.
a seat quickly. I'm impatient to start my lesson. My young friends, a very exciting discovery,
sleepy.
unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Yukol people. Lights, please. The Yukols are a people from the far north about whom very little is known. They live far away, very far away, on the frozen borders of Syberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Yukol population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today, we owe what we know about the Yukol people and their culture to him. We know that the origins of the Yukols date back to the last ice age. And curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in Western Europe, and more precisely in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the globe. The reasons for this migration are due to the importance of the mammoth in their craft, trade, and culture. They used them for transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and ivory. Man and animal lived in symbiosis. There's no doubt about it. Mammoths started to drift away from the region due to changing climatic conditions, and the Yukols followed them to the north, the edges of Syberia.
Probably feeling bad coming to that lecture.
Prehistoric cave drawings, identified as Yukol in origin, first led me to the extraordinary hypothesis that the Yukols had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth. Today, because of this genuine mammoth skin effigy, identified by myself as an authentic Neolithic object, I can confirm this hypothesis. Yukol forebears managed to tame mammoths. Prehistoric man uses little imagination. He draws what he sees and represents scenes from real life. This familiar day-to-day object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen, Yukol existence was inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate effect on the Yukol's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after, the people maintained their strong bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the Yukol people have continued right up until the start of this century to feed themselves on mammoth meat and to use the skin for clothing and shelter. Their ivory craftwork industry is still flourishing. It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Yukols learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra. They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this explanation may seem, it seems it is not enough for the scientific community who, I will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question. In the absence of acceptable scientific evidence, we have to make do with Yukol shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian Ice Ark is a very good example. You are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Syberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This small herd has been miraculously preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Yukol's tender care. And the island on which the pachyderms are said to live is called Syberia. My friends, I advise you to resist the temptation you may have to believe in this pish and tish. The island of Syberia is not charted on any map, and the idea that mammoths have survived to the 21st century is an idle scientist's pipe dream. The Yukols were sadly among the first victims of the colonization of continental Syberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhos and Sovkhos systems, as well as the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Yukol's traditional lifestyle.
The
Since the
Battle of
collapse of the
Webcam.
communist regime, the Yukol population finds itself
So I wasn't
confronted
that,
with the same political
wrong
and
about
social
them.
upheavals that
Alcohol.
other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Yukols have lost their tribal identity and have integrated into the Russian population. Others, however, have sought long and hard to re-establish links with their ancestral culture that was lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Yukols have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survive. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today. Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
Okay, Professor. Let me get back my mammoth doll, and then I will head my way to the train.
Do excuse me, Professor. Professor, sorry to disturb you again.
What is it you want to know?
It wasn't really my intention to stop off here.
What you...
Actually,
Now...
I'll leave you in peace.
Sorry?
I hope he gonna say a couple words, or she gonna say a couple words about his lecture. Mr. PONS.
Hello?
Where are you?
Hi, Dan. I'm in Barrackstadt.
What? Is that a town? I hope the man you're looking for lives there. Are you coming home?
From what I gather, it's one huge university with an extraordinary station aviary. If you could only see it, there are trees and birds everywhere. It's so weird here. I don't think so. In fact, the train I'm traveling on has some kind of a mechanical problem. We've been forced to stop here. Oscar, the train engineer. Don't be so stupid, Dan, please. Oscar is an automaton created by Mr. Varlberg, the man I'm looking for. And he's not any old robot. He's a sophisticated butler type, if you see what I mean. He's a bit obsessive as well.
I don't know what they're feeding you in Europe, but don't you think it's time you came home?
But my mission still isn't finished.
To hell with your mission. I don't know why you accepted it in the first place. If you just left it at the door, it wouldn't be this.
We? If there's any mess, it's me who's in it. And while I'm trying to come to grips with strange towns, you, my darling, are sitting at home on your butt. I seem to remember we had nothing against my departure.
Try to put yourself in my shoes.
Your shoes. Not only do I have to fit myself into your diary, but I've got to get myself into your shoes as well? Is there anywhere else Sir would like me to put myself while we're on the subject?
I don't want to talk about it. Call me back when you calm down.
I was perfectly calm before I picked up your call. I only wanted a few words of encouragement, not your disdain. Was that too much to ask? Takes one to know one, sweetheart.
Okay, and this is where I will finish. This is where I'll finish this episode. So guys, thank you for watching. As always, until the next time. Bye.